All right, welcome into the Coach Mark Schmidt Show playoff version as we get set for District 1 playoffs as the Chamonix will host Unionville this Friday night. Again, you can hear on WBCB1490.com. The Coach Mark Schmidt Show, always week in and week out. Great sponsors, Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and the Chamonix Football.com. The season ended last week, Coach. Friday game up there at Falcon Field. Before we talk about the game, atmosphere pretty cool. A lot of people in the crowd, and it was pretty neat.
Yeah, we had great support. We, Pennsbury came out full force, but our school did the same, and already thanked our student body and fans for their excitement and support. The weather certainly cooperated. It was a great night, except for the finish.
Yeah, talk about the game. You guys haven't really been in that position where you were trailing early. You guys kind of spot them 7 real quick, put you guys behind the 8 ball. How much did that affect your game plan going forward?
Well, obviously in a game like that, you certainly want to get off to a good start. And then when that didn't occur, we had a chance. We went right down the field and had some opportunities there, and missed a chance for 7 and got 3 and then I thought our defense got off to a great start and gave us some chance. It gave us the ball back, and then we laid on the ground again and give Pennsbury a short field, and they banged that one in. And so you can't give a team like that kind of a start. And it was certainly exactly what they were looking for and exactly what we weren't looking for.
And you mentioned turnover battles was key. We saw at Abington that you guys were able to sneak out that victory, but the turnover battle in that game as well could have been troublesome, and it came to a head week 10. Was it more or less, and I know you were very complimentary of Pennsbury on both sides of the football after the game, was it more or less on your end, things for some reason after the first quarter just weren't clicking, for whatever reason?
Yeah, well, we got out of our plan because we kind of had to. And, the thing we wanted to do was really just try to do what we do pretty well, move the ball and move and run the clock and keep Pennsbury off the field, because they have so many weapons, and if they get going and get us kind of second guessing ourselves a little bit, which I think defensively the kids were doing a little bit instead of just playing the way they were supposed to. In the beginning of the game, I thought they were just super, and it was a pleasant surprise, kind of happy to see it. And then all of a sudden, everything just kind of started to get a little bit unraveled, and they made a couple key third down conversions on us. And offensively, we didn't give them enough time to catch their breath, I think, a little bit. And, at the end of it, I was proud of the way our guys battled. And, nobody quit. Nobody, we had a good attitude on Friday and talked about it after the game. And Saturday morning, everybody was in on time, ready to go to work. So, a good point was made before and after the game. I mean, as good a group as we are, as good a guys as we are, and you play those kind of games, you just gotta come out and get ready to go and get down and dirty, and you gotta get physical. And I have no hesitation saying that Pennsbury, I think, did more of their part than we did in that category.
You mentioned earlier in the year how your senior group kind of policed themselves in some senses.
Sure.
You don't have to be as productive. But after Friday, you mentioned they come in Saturday and get in work. What's been the mindset now this week? Have you seen from you guys?
We've had 2 great practices. Monday and Tuesday were great. Saturday was a good film session. I mean, look, after week 10, you don't have to be sitting here, peeling the paint. But there's frustration that some of the things that happened in that game, basically were very elementary. And, whether we were caught up in the moment or whether we're too excited or either way, that's not the case.
Yeah.
And, and you talk about that. And, I thought Abington, we kept our cool and kind of played that way, and I thought it worked out very well in our favor. And, obviously, Pennsbury game's different.
Right.
It's even, magnified, but those are the games you got to learn, and you got to just settle down. And, to have 2 early turnovers, and Pennsbury had none. They executed, and they, like I said, I think they controlled the line of scrimmage, which was the key to the game. There were times where we more than held our own and actually were doing fine, but then consistently, I don't think we did that. And our guys saw that, and we've been working hard to get that fixed.
You mentioned learning from games, win or loss. There is a school of thought, and some people agree with it, some won't, that you learn more from losses than you do victories. What do you think? Do you agree with that first, though?
Well, I do. Yeah, sure. I mean, you always, I can remember most of the losses. I don't remember too many of the wins, and this one's been, going around and round. We've had to kick it out of the way because now it's, we're back into the 0-0, record now in the tournament, and we're playing a very good team that we're slightly familiar with, and so fortunately for us, we've been able to, live scout them. They played Souderton, so we went down on Saturday before the Souderton game, so we went down to watch them play and saw their team in action, and we played them 2 years ago, so we're familiar with their style. So, and they're familiar with us.
Yep.
So so it's we're looking forward to hopefully just to get out and play hard and do well.
That game will be this Friday night at Heartbreak Ridge, 7 o'clock kickoff. Come on out and listen to the game on WBCB1490.com. We come back, we'll talk about the Unionville foe this Friday night and more around the district here on the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented by Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and NeshamineyFootball.com. We'll be right back.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
If you are looking for a new car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go. For the best deals in Bucks County for all of your new or pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs, go to Faulkner Auto Group. It is always Faulkner to be sure. You can also always go to www.faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, this year it's Faulkner Auto Group for your new car or truck. 4427 Street Road in Trevose to be sure. Faulkner Auto Group, 215-364-7720. Faulkner Auto Group, a proud supporter of Neshaminy High School football.
Mark Schmidt Show is brought to you in part by NeshamineyFootball.com, a proud supporter of Neshaminy football. Whether it's 2013 team information or look back at Neshaminy's 85-year football history, make it NeshamineyFootball.com. Welcome back into the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented once again by Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and NeshamineyFootball.com. Week 1 of district playoffs now is upon us. You guys come in with the 4 seed. You're playing Unionville, and talk about. Hey, you mentioned you saw them earlier in the year. Talk about the team we're gonna see on Friday night.
Big team. They have some good players. 1 or 2 guys from 2 years ago we played against, and they've grown up a little bit. They've got some good size, and obviously with a couple guys playing back then, they bring experience.
Right.
I like to think we do too.
Sure. Yeah.
They're kind of stout. They're kind of touting the fact that they've got some. They were young guys back then. Well, I think when we look at the film, I think we started eight sophomores in the playoff games. So, our guys, I put it right to them and said, look, this is the 3rd year in a row we've been doing this. We kind of had to come from the back end to the front end, and now we're sitting up here. I mean, you lose to Pennsbury, and you still get the 4 seed. I really didn't know the whole scoop of the points. I was worried about the game, and then driving home, I got the call from, the other radio show that does the seeding games and all that kind of stuff, and I really was very shocked to hear that we were 4, and Pennsbury went to 3, but this team lost the 1 and 2 seed. I mean, that's the 2 losses they have. So they're formidable and they're talented, and the quarterback throws it. Defensively, they play solid. They really try to keep everything in front, and offensively, I think they're pretty multi-dimensional. Run the ball well because of their line, and pass protect. And that quarterback, he doesn't like to throw the short pass as much as the long pass. He likes to put it down there and stretch the field a little bit.
A team like Unionville under 10th year head coach Pat Clark, a team that's been winning each year. You see them in districts year in and year out. So they're kind of the same breath as you mentioned. They have some guys that were young when you played them when they were young.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same mold in the sense that they feel like they have a nice senior cog as well, like you guys do.
Sure they do. I mean, they've got some nice guys. I mean, you look at their starting lineup. There's similar numbers that are ours, but and I think they're all kind of obviously after their last game they hung a bunch out there, so they got a lot of confidence. So I think it's a team that's kind of on an upswing, and hopefully a team that's coming out the door a little ticked off. So we'll see what happens.
And you mentioned that. You got a bunch of seniors on this group that have played in district quarters, semis. They went deep into districts last year. I'm sure they have an extra added chip going this year, I'm sure.
Oh, we're familiar. I mean, that's certainly something that we've, it was a goal we didn't achieve last week, and we certainly don't want to, really kind of come to a screeching halt here. I mean, we'd like to go out, and I think, judging by the way they've been working, they'd like to right the ship, I guess is the right way to say it.
Is there a different mindset you talk to the guys about when you flip to playoffs? Because you mentioned it's like second season, it's kind of almost starting over in a sense.
Yeah.
Is there anything you have to do to kind of challenge or differ from what you guys have been doing the regular season?
Well, it's interesting you say that, Matt, because I think our schedule sets up pretty well for us. With Abington and Pennsbury, they're two teams that have been in the playoffs. So we get to kind of look at those games as practice playoff games, and we had a pretty good one and we had a pretty lousy one. So we can sit there and compare and look and see what happens, and it kind of gets us ready. We talk about mistakes being magnified and talk about it. The fact that execution is key because A, it's a good opponent, and B, it's a intense environment and things kind of go quick, and you're kind of in a one and done mode.
Yep.
The season can be you win, you move on. You don't, you make arrangements for equipment collection. So that's a sad part of it, but it's also part of it where I think in life is not stressed very much in other sports. Everybody's got playbacks. Everybody's got this and get a second chance or this and that, and pat them on the back. It's not that case in the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, you win, you take the step. You don't, you're out of here. So, that's it's a reality check.
Sure. And the first of that will be this Friday against Unionville in the first round of District 1 playoffs game. You can hear on WBCB1490.com. Also, come on out to Hartwick Ridge, 7 o'clock kickoff between Unionville and the Neshaminy Redskins. Now, I gave you a couple weeks off from picks. You had to get settled. I think you're settled in now.
I
and
think
we got.
I won my last two.
Who'd you pick? Oregon? And I don't remember who it was. This is a new season now for picks as well. Since the playoff starts, so we'll clean slate. And we got
I was into that
1-1 deal.
1-1 deal.
2-0 was hard to find.
Yeah.
But we got two more games. I'm going to be
I know what they're going to be.
Both Thursday night.
Both Thursday
night. Because I'm not doing the Sunday game anymore with the Aaron Rodgers Packers. So we threw that one out. We got two big college games. First one, Oklahoma and Baylor. One likes to lay up the school, but everyone wants to stop you, slow you down.
Wow.
At Baylor over there in Waco, they're taking the tarps off. They're going to have 60+ thousand in there, screaming maniacs.
Good for them.
Who do you like?
I don't know a thing about either of those.
Well, Baylor scores 70 points a game. Know
Do
that?
they?
Well, not exactly, but close to it.
Okay.
So you got an explosive offense against a pretty stout defense. Who do you like in that? Even though you're an offensive guy.
And then you're going to give me the Oregon-Stanford game.
Maybe. You never
Two of these spread teams
that you love. That you just love.
Why didn't you just give me Alabama, LSU?
No, because you would go with Saban after the 60-minute special. I'm sure you're going to pick him every week.
That was good.
It was very good.
It was good.
It
It talks about the kind of guy.
I know.
What's
sure.
wrong with that?
I know who you'll pick in that game, so I can't give you that.
Well, all right. Well,
you fan of Stoops? Big fan of Bob Stoops?
I like the guy.
He gets to the big games, just can't win them, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, that stinks. So I guess they could say that about me lately. But shoot.
Art Briles, former high school coach, goes to the college ranks, and
Okay, let's go there.
we go Baylor. Big win at home.
All right.
The next one, Oregon, Stanford. Big one tomorrow, 9 o'clock kickoff. They're going to say it's a de facto BCS title game
Yes.
for the Pac-12, whatever you want to call it.
Stanford got them last year.
Yes.
And
They are big and physical,
they're very
smart
good.
kids.
They're a good football team. I like them. You know what? Even though I don't think they're going to score enough, I'm still going to take Stanford.
Stanford to take down Oregon. That high-powered offense.
I love that offense.
And that Marcus Mariota, he's going to have a tough time.
I watched. I think I got to see a quarter of them play, and it was like.
Just Washington, I think.
I really thought my clicker was. I thought I double clicked it or something, and kind of went to fast forward. They're scary. Yeah. We need Oregon to get knocked off.
Yeah.
I kind of want Alabama to play.
I know you do.
I want Alabama to play Florida State.
Really? That's who you want?
Championship.
Okay. Are you a fan of Jameis after that win on Saturday night?
Look, I mean, Florida. That's the Florida State team you used to know and love.
Yeah.
Just fast on defense and just flying around on offense, and they're very physical.
Yeah.
I mean, they fly around. I kind of like that football.
Sure.
5 guys out here and a guy in the backfield. That's it's great. It's a certain way schools can be successful, and it's the way Oregon made Oregon.
Yeah.
Now it's the way that Baylor's making Baylor. There's quarterbacks out there that fit those modes, so they go get them. And but I kind of like the AJ McCarrams. I kind of like the
field
Winston
generals.
guys. I like those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that offense. I like the tight end and the fullback. And gosh, fullbacks now nobody recruits them.
Not anymore.
No, it's a bummer.
Well, we got 2 good ones we're going to see on Friday night. Neshaminy, you go Stanford, and he goes Baylor. So we'll see how he does next week when we will see him here for the Coach Mark Schmidt Show. I want to thank you, Coach, again. Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and NeshaminyFootball.com. We'll see you Friday, everybody. Take care.